Okay, and we are back. Last night was a little frustrating. I think it was too long of a day trying to figure out too many things all at once. But I went back and fixed the MySQL tables to make it a many-to-many relationship between the portfolios and stocks. There's obviously a lot of ways you can do it. You can create a list inside the portfolios table of all the stocks, but it makes more sense to just have a database with the stocks because I don't want to continually, if everyone has Apple in their portfolio, it doesn't make sense to like constantly put Apple in. We only need one basically instance of it in the stocks table, and then we can just connect it to the portfolio. So I'll just show let me actually open up the diagram real quick here first. Should have already had that open. Let me share 1 second here. And then today, I'm going to go ahead. Once I show this, I'm just going to go ahead and create the, okay, here we go. The get yfinance and everything all set up. So let me share screen. Okay, and let me get the, oops, I need that. Here we go. All right, so I just rebuilt the ERD or EER, whatever it's called. So same thing here. We've got the portfolio has a user ID, and then it created a many-to-many relationship this way. Before I had a stock ID within the portfolio, but then every time you add it for every single stock, there was a line item in portfolios, just repeating the name of the portfolio, which makes no sense. So now we've got that set up. I have to close this and reopen it every time on Mac for some reason, or it usually just shuts down by itself. So I'll show you here. So I made one user last night when I was building this, Darth Vader again, of course. And then the stocks, I have an issue here in that the naming, and that's just because that's why we're just going to set up the API, trying to like manually input the names. And it was just messing this up a little bit, but no big deal. And then the portfolio stocks. So here's our many-to-many. So portfolio 1 has stocks 1 and 2 and 3 and on and on. And then if we just want to look at the portfolios, so, here we go. And then we can, of course, a little bit easier of a left join with the many-to-many. And so now we have, and I'm left joining with portfolios because we're going to do a where, like this is an instance where only that user is going to see their stuff. It's not like they're going to see everything. Like if you were on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, you could see all people's posts that you follow or nowadays don't follow, and they just put them in there. But of course, it's just going to be one user. So there's no reason, I don't think, to have the entire user table in here. So we're starting with portfolios, joining the many-to-many table called portfolio stocks, and then adding that on to the stocks. So this makes a lot more sense than before. I think everything's good to go on that. And I tested it out a little bit last night. And so now we need to get yfinance in. That way it's easier to even test, because right now, and I did create a class for this. I don't know that I had to. I haven't really used many-to-many with OOP stuff, because the way I did it back in the day with SQLite was very different. So I just made it. I don't know. It's clean. It's just, for now, it'll work. But I need to add in this API. And then test to make sure the API, the yfinance library, is working with Yahoo Finance. I just find it the easiest one to get access to Yahoo Finance data, because it pulls everything into Pandas. So you can just work with a Pandas data frame. It's just a little simpler, I think. So we're going to clean this route up, but I just want to get everything on here working, and then we can move everything to make this route look super clean on here. So let's get yfinance installed. Let me just make sure okay. So I always forget. I think, let's just make sure I'm doing this right. I'm just checking PyPy. Where is the install? It's at the bottom, I think. Okay. Okay, so just pip env install yfinance. Okay. Env install. This one takes a little while because I'm pretty sure this installs pandas, NumPy, a couple different things. Let's actually look while we're waiting. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's see what all it installs. Oh, I guess it doesn't break it out. I think I kind of take it for granted sometimes. I just like install it and oh, wrong window. This one. Oh yeah, okay. So pandas, NumPy or NumPy. Yeah, I actually don't even know what these are, but I know what this is. But okay, anyway, that should work good. We're just going to test it using just the basic, just do a basic test like that one. Okay, so let's go to our, I think I have a test page. Get rid of all this. Well, let me keep those tickers. And get rid of stock names. Okay, so import Wi-Fi. Okay. Oh, not in the virtual environment. Show. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that's right. This pipenv does this, and although I have yfinance installed globally because of Anaconda, but maybe, well, we'll just see if this works. I'm just going to use their simple example here, which is msft equals yf.ticker. Ticker is a class, msft, and then msft.info. I guess we'll print that. I was having issues with this .info thing. I think something must have changed on it, but just try this, and if not, desktop pie. Oh, it worked. Okay, so yeah. So some reason on the pipenv, even though I have yfinance installed globally, at least I'm pretty sure I do. I guess I could check my terminal, but it does this. Like it did it with Flask for a while. Eventually, it goes away. I'm not really sure why, but it is what it is. So anyway, we need to grab the. Let's see if we can. I think we can just grab the name from the info. What's it called though? I feel like it's called like short name or long name. One Microsoft address, city. Where are you? Oh, that's just one long. Maybe that's just too much info. Let's see. What else can I use? Not history. Oh, maybe I have it on my old one. Let me see. Under functions. Oh, it's just, that cannot be right. Oh, short name. Okay, let's see if that works. There it is. How does it short? I guess camel. Let's see if this works. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so that'll get our names. We need those. And if I remember correctly, we can just pass in, we could just do something simple like for ticker and tickers. Pretty sure these lists work just like this pretty easily. Ticker and tickers. I guess I don't need that. I can just make this one big long. You could just do yf.ticker. This would just be the ticker. Yeah, .info. And then short name. Oops. Short name. I don't know if that's super clean, but oops. And we'll just do a print to make sure it actually works. So yf.ticker, pass the ticker in, which is here, .info, short name. I think that should work. Perfect. Okay, great. All right, so that works fine. Easy enough to pass lists in. All right, I don't think I need that anymore. All right, so now going back to here, we'll need to import. What is this? Static.data.data. Huh? Oh, this was that test thing we were doing. Geez, I completely forgot what this was. I don't think we need this anymore. No, I mean, now we're pulling the yfinance, so we'll just get rid of this. We'll actually make this import yfinance, finances. See, now it's like, oh no, now it stopped turning it green. We'll get there. Does this come up as a problem too? Yeah, import, yeah, that's annoying. Oh well, is what it is. Actually, let's, well, whatever. Don't need that. Okay, so now instead of this API call here, we can, or instead of kind of cheating and doing this, we're just going to get the API call. So let me just think real quick. I think I'm going to make a helpers. I honestly don't know where the helpers. Oh, I guess it would just go in static. I've never done it with modularized thing, but I guess we'll just steal this from the, basically just going to use this. So, whoa, what is that? Oh, I don't need that. So we're going to define, I guess we'll call it symbol name. And we're going to pass in a list of tickers. Excuse me. And we are going to have an empty list of names. And we are going to append this entire thing. So names.append. and then we will return names. Okay, so now instead of getting, so actually this is kind of nice. We can get rid of this now. And this I should have left the data thing. That's okay from Flask. App dot static dot dot data import helpers. Okay. And what's the name of the function again? Symbol name. Okay. So stock names, we'll get rid of this. Oh, this is nice because now we can still use this. Stock names will just be, instead of this, it will be yes, I need to type helpers, right? Helpers dot symbol name, and then we just pass in tickers. I think this will work. So let me just run through it. It's obviously going to take a little bit longer than it did before. So ticker list, request.form.get list of tickers. Still not sure if that's necessary. Should clean that up if it's not. Okay, so this is a list of tickers. Then we go through, we make sure it's not empty, and we change it to uppercase to make it clean, which I did test this. Get the tickers. To get the stock names, which will be a list, we do helpers.symbol name, pass in the tickers. Tickers will come in here. Empty list of names for ticker and tickers. We'll append names with the short name, return the names. And then we're creating the stock IDs from this. Again, I'll probably make this a whole function and put in helpers, but for now, I will do that before I move on to like displaying all the data. I just want to make sure this all gets into the database correctly with the API. So for I in range length of tickers, stock data name is stock names I, ticker I, or tickers I, and then, okay. I feel like this should work. Let me fire this up. We'll register a new user because I only have one right now. Python server.py. I need to make it so it auto logs out too. The session clear needs to be when the user closes the web page. Oh no, register. We'll use our buddy Kylo run again. Kylo run, and we need to make it Kylo run 1 and this password. All right, Kylo is registered, so we are going to test out that the API works. Now let's do what I don't already have in the database. So let's take a look at the database really quickly. Actually, let's do some, I bought this today, this morning, AEM. It's a gold miner. Let's just do all gold and silver miners, AG and Franklin, Nevada. And I'm just testing here to make sure that these get stored. Actually, let's do 4 now since we don't have to be limited to 3. I'm like blanking on the names of, well, let's do GDX. That's the gold mining ETF. Let's just test. Okay, so see, it took a little bit of time there to call the API, I can tell, because that's what it does. Check the terminal. Okay. Moment of truth. Got the user. This looks like it worked fine. I'm going to do one more test to make sure and see now we get the whole name, which is great. Let's just test this left join. because that's user 1, user 2. Great. I'm just going to check and make sure that it doesn't duplicate stocks that are already in. So let's do that real quick. And then I think good to go. The other validation though I need to do is to make sure that the stock actually exists. I'm going to have to do like a try error thing. So it doesn't break it if somebody puts in well, actually, I'll just show what it looks like. Rebels. And all right, so let's put in Franklin, Nevada again. And AEM, and then let's do J&J. Oh, this is another one. Cybersecurity. All right. So first things first, did this work? Great. All right, we didn't repeat. It didn't mess up the naming like it did here, and that's just because I was manually, you can see like I tried to, but it looks like it went fine. And everything here. Okay, great. Now I just want to show what it looks like if we put in a bad name. I'm trying to think of I guess we could just do we can do something like that just to show how it breaks it. Yes. Okay, perfect. So we need to avoid that. And all it's basically saying is that when it queried the Yahoo Finance, it's obviously not, whoops, I don't get this. I don't need this. That it obviously doesn't exist, so we get an error. So we need to avoid that. So we need to do a try. And then I would like it to flash how I did it before is like, let's say a user put in 5 tickers and one of them was wrong. It would not install, but it would put the 4 in the portfolio, and then the one that didn't, it would flash and say all stocks in portfolio except for. Then we didn't have to go back through and like resubmit it, and could mess it up. That just gets frustrating, I feel like, for user experience. So in order to do that, I guess we can do this. Maybe it should be its own thing. So define symbol check. Pass the tickers in again. I have this already, I think, on my old one. What did I do? Oh yeah, I just use this. This will work. This is an easy if statement to use. Just change these to. Oh, this does it all as one. And you know what? I think I'll move these into here and make them static methods. I think that's what I'm going to do. Whoa. Oh, validate stock data. Wow, it's already, already here. Yeah. I'll just copy this one in. So that way this is just more clean. And we'll just keep using the same kind of data thing. That way this is just easier for anyone else to read. So I'm going to have to change that word though. This will be data. It's actually perfect. And it's a little cleaner than making this all like I had it before with kind of all one long thing here. I actually take it back. I actually think this should be its own. So add static method. I think this should be its own thing. What's happening here? Static method define. Oh. We'll still use data. And this will still be ticker data. Data. Ticker data. What's happening here? Oh, there we go. All right. Whoa. Okay, that way we can do an is. I kind of like this whole is valid setup equals true. Just trying to think of the flow here because what I really don't want someone to do is input 20 tickers. One of them is not right by a character, a slip up. And then they have to put everything back in again. So that's what I'm just trying to avoid here. I'm just trying to think through. Like I can do this, but this, I wasn't using like an OOP setup before. So this worked fine. But if I'm trying to keep it a little bit cleaner, let me see how I did. On this one, when I was making a so add symbols. I guess I'll just show y'all what I'm looking at. So on the old one, I got all the data, which I'm doing already. And I was using a different type of error system rather than I didn't know about Flash back then, so I don't really need this. But I'm okay. So add symbols. Okay, so this would check to make sure it wasn't empty. Great. Make them uppercase. But where did it check? Check that symbol in exchange or go. That's old. That was from using TradingView. But it still ran this. And it just didn't run the insert. If stock name doesn't equal false, then it would go here. Okay. So let's see. See, the way this is structured is it returns a false and just like the login, which isn't a big deal. Like if you log in incorrectly, it erases username and password. But I don't know that this is the best method now that I'm doing this. I'll just put a pass here so I can error. Yeah. I actually want it to return data. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this for now here. And like I said, when I move everything over, I'll move it over. But because this will return false, and then I can just say in here when I run the symbol, that's symbol name, but first we're going to run the symbol check. I could just run another if statement right in here. Yeah, because then I can check the ticker. If the ticker doesn't come through, it's not going to make the stock name and it's not going to import it. So let's do that. So if symbol check, if helpers dot symbol check ticker doesn't equal false, then we will append. Yes, that will work, I think. I think that's good. And I can move all this to stock if I need to, but for now, let's just test to make sure everything is working. Let's go back. Let's try this again. Let's go create portfolio. Okay. Well, I mean, let's just do Disney since we're talking about. Great. Awesome. I don't like how that took so long because it's calling the API twice. So I'm going to clean that up. But for now, we can see that Kylo has 2 and the other one didn't cause a problem, which was a fake, and it just went ahead and installed it. Now, the other thing I forgot to do is a flash. So it's kind of why I wanted to put it in stock so I don't have so many different, I don't even have got so many of these models open here. I should probably put this, I probably might need that. So we can return false, but we'll also flash. I guess we do an F string, F. Oh, I don't have a. Actually, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, see, because I'm running like an if. It's going to run a ticker each time when it could just go through and run it once. Do I have Flash in here? Yeah, so I think we'll come back and clean this up later today, but I think what I could do is something, so I could just do an elif state, like, well, I guess false is the only other option, so I'll just do else. Flash. And then ticker is not a valid ticker symbol. And I just need to, on the, is this the portfolios page? Let me pass in this whole thing. Let's see, let's have that pop up. What does it look like now? I guess we'll have it pop up underneath current portfolios. So just have it right here. It's fine. This thing loves to not ever come in correctly. Oh, I guess it does. All right, I think that should work. If this works, I think we'll be good for the morning. I just wanted to get that all knocked out and make sure we could at least get the API set up, at least get the name. There'll be a lot more to do. Once we get this all set up and we can get it to display, then there's a lot to do on the back end as far as like creating all the different moving averages and all that stuff. So that's a whole nother thing, but can't do any of that if we don't have portfolio, or if we don't have a portfolio of stocks and we don't have yfinance set up. Let's just go ahead and test this. I'm just going to log out to register another user. Man. I don't know. I'm not good at thinking of names. Oh. Test that still works. I don't know. Just throw a lot of random. Ooh, Zscaler. It's always a fun one. Yeah. We'll do Morgan Stanley. Okay, great. Okay, it worked, but we didn't get the flash. Because we didn't redirect. I don't know if I can use flash then. I might have to do the error. I might have to do it the old way because I forgot when I flash, it has to redirect the route. And then again, it would break everything else. So that's, yeah, I'm not going to be able to use flash for this. I could use JavaScript, I guess, like if something's not valid. Well, we'll figure it out. At least we know that the database is working fine. I'll have to clean it one more time to get rid of this messed up stuff. But either way, look, we got Morgan Stanley, Zscaler, Home Depot. We didn't get the bad ones. And if we look at the third, so I think good progress. Perfect. And if we do one, great. Well, this one's messed up because that's okay. User 2, great. And we can even do just like, if you just want to know, so start from portfolios where user ID equals 1. we can see Kylo's 3 things. And so great. Eureka. All right. I think that's good. I think finally got the database. Good to go. All the user login registration works. Getting the data into, we're just not going to be able to use Flash here. That's all. But at least we got all the validation clean. I'll just have to come up with another way to do that. And I might use, the way I did it before is I basically just had, I just learned this from CS50 is the way they did it. Yeah, so I just create an error symbols list. So I would append it, and then there was a create errors page. It would just render so it would just render this create error, and then the problem equals the problem. And so, and this would work for anything, login, registration, all that stuff. The nice thing about it for the stocks was it would insert it if everything was good, and then not insert it if it wasn't. And then the problem was it would display on a separate error page. And then you'd have to click like go to portfolio. I'd rather just have it display here and not like a separate error page, which I'm sure there's a way to do. I just got to kind of think through it. But for now, time to go rock climbing. And that'll be it for today. So I don't know if I'm going to do more today, actually later today. I might be busy, but maybe sometime this week, get back on, get this fully done, get it showed up on the portfolio page, and then can really start having some fun with all the back end calculations, messing around with pandas, and all that kind of fun stuff. So hope you have a good day. Happy Monday.